Ati fa kwa baba de la Likee TV na mesese na namba channel iso no hit adoma no subscribe se me drop in the latest news be obaje bre now so nsa etumi akabe na ya power ensemini man yes said ye mo baduma NDC team national security back to back obia e baduma na later since ma betodwa omo chese 28-story building bi omo chese Bawumia dia investigations ebe koso no say 28-story buildings mete me hu dwiri me na say enya se adubo ahin hu nsema betodwa na ge se nankafo na ankasa nanka ma me ne nanka ese gurusufo na ankasa ese scan de nkofo no mu obi papa wiska papa na yemomre ma yenti nsem ne bieba yake bi de munsem bebramo ha edabi o musi e wa de metete ne say ye Bawumia brosan to so be 28 e wo eye osua de atete ne say Bawumia ne esi saadan de atete no me de mini documents bia ba de atete ne say Bawumia ne esi saadan ene jato ho am bedum no hin fire tender na amode ba ye no ne be kwa kodum say ja no wa brosan so ana mo poni amode to ho no adatete atete ne 27 houses na matoto no ejato wa edidie ne bekwa kodum ja no useless people ya monye di say papa we ya waba no obetimi an resource eya fire service penifo no matimi anya fire tenders enema ene the new technology uko UK uko UAE omo buildings atete no bibisia quick response ni edum ja no ya ma ne ma usi betimi asanse ne bi aba otwa de won say nyansa sem won say ka won say we PRO wo challenge regional minister who bondog Tigana ha ne yeso sansam fon so Tigana ha and yeso ne yetuete amafo nya opportunity tuete no msabi o makan kwase azem that PRO must be fired as soon as possible without delay some catch say mi odozia ewo eye Lakeside Estate sa aye shaibu na ho no commander na ho no ye me makachiro this administration no soldier so obakwa se okwa akoye landguard adwuma no police so okwa akoye landguard me se me afayawo me se me mami ayeden mami afayawo would have fear or favor me se me gather evidence na me nkwa bibia me money pay kan asemo amafo nsa ase na police commanders be adani wo mo landguards and one say yakwata nipa we yakwata nipa we wo mawuo for the past 8 years e Ghana ha nipa ye ku wo mo innocent so mo extrajudicial killings across war in this country. My viewers and my listeners, you have no idea. Let's move on. Capacity man at Tankolega Biga Mugabe Masi. The man with the 900 million angels. Fugumu yeshano yesterday. Yes. And ton market baby. Yes, at Tankolega na the man. New bianzu ni betimi ashe. Power to the people. Honorable Sam George Air Communications Minister Wakasa na watutu bi di amane ye maame Esla Usu nesem okan me pese meje aka na me pese etie free Honorable Sam George na enum.
For anyone to have told us that they bought Airtel Tigo for $1 and have taken over the ministry, and ATC, American Tower Company, just one of the companies Airtel Tigo owes, brought us a bill of 1.5 billion Ghana cedis. 1.5 billion Ghana cedis. That's just ATC alone. Today, the American ambassador was in my office with a team, and one of the major issues was the indebtedness to ATC. The debt sitting on the books of Airtel Tigo is in excess of 3.5 billion Ghana cedis. So if someone told you they bought it for $1, who is going to pay the 3.5 billion that's sitting there and growing, accruing interest? And that's why I say those who carried out that action lack any sense of patriotism, because most of the debt is debt that was accrued by Millicom, which was a private American company running Tigo. and Bharti Airtel, an Indian company. And you know, to show you how irresponsible the actions were, after they have absorbed the company and the debt and put it on the balance sheets of the government of Ghana, now they attempted to drop the assets of the company into a new vehicle, and they were engaging with Bharti Airtel again to let Bharti Airtel come and take the clean company as a new company. Like I said, the Attorney General has work to do, because we cannot run a country like this.
As la usu se wuti over life on so ti start prepare we mu nyina na esi anoma jomo passport ato ho quick mamo mo nyane ko Senegal ene Namibia ne other countries no mo jomo passport nto no man ko dua abrochira kan se be se mfo angere se o mo beba 3 months time 4 months time mo jomo passport nto ono abusam George nso no wabona homo de pa wa authorize the dismissal of nearly 100 Ghana post staff, certain efficiency and cost cutting. Honorable Sam George Jata.
People have raised questions about the staff rationalization ongoing at the ministry. But if you are a minister and you take over a ministry that has 3,117 staff in the ministry and its agencies, and you realize that almost 600 of them were recruited after December 7. Basically, you cannot expect me to come and inherit such mess and continue with it. And so the rationalization is ongoing. Today, I have authorized the termination of a few more at Ghana Post, almost 100. That were done post December 7. And we'll continue this rationalization. I will clean up the ministry, make sure it is lean and efficient, and carries out its work.
Clean up. Let's reset. We must be seen. Mukasa. What you say na Ghana, baby, you din. Afanyo makenso po monko fo mutinko rapo mu no monko shepo. Obi from go and bend the sea. Obi from ho. Honorable Ayesam George we no ti o. Attorney General idea we adwuma you. Na Attorney General we wanya bete ana na bedi akire so nya bete. Sa justice rim ayesai no. Se me friend rim say na opedia rim say. Wo change ata. Me so wo change ata. Ono so ade aba beto Ghana fu nim ekwan a wo masan fa so ache adubu ahen wo masan ache adubu ahen yitie eye Deputy Attorney General.
Accused person was arrested on Thursday night. That's Edubuahin. The suspect. We could have announced to the public that moment that he was arrested. But that was the time that we needed to confirm certain things. It was after Friday, Saturday, that we've taken the accused person through. We've granted him his right to counsel, and his lawyers were present. He was shown to various, some of the properties that you see. The accused person has been taken to those properties to verify certain things. The last time I checked this evening, he was still in custody. They've not been formally charged, but they've been cautioned. They're actually on bail. What is left now is for them to fulfill the bail conditions. We cannot put out information merely because someone has said it. We can only put out information when we believe that the evidence we have is sufficient to ground an action in court. In this particular, there are the accused persons are about 50, the suspects are about 15 suspects as of now, and it keeps growing because when you follow the money, it exposes you to another company, then you find the company directors and members, then you follow that. So we have more than 12 companies involved here. We cannot put all these things out. In fact, what we have done is just the minimum, exposure that we have given to the facts and the things that we have. If you are surprised by today, what will happen? What you will see in the coming days will even shock your conscience, because you cannot believe what the investigations are revealing.
It emredi anyway Ghana interesting times ahead. TV new radio so be I can't wait. A Deputy Attorney General SRC yenhwe nyapade a Mr. and Mrs. Edubuahin Oma akwa in 4 years. Obi a screen no so. Yentine.
Best.
Padion kwa estate ahodo and naya hodo nipa ba ko 4 years. Sika de ibu ni kwa na we yama den asho. Afi monye no mfiri so Deputy Attorney General so ebisa say say Dr. Addison ni fie no mu bu wura ho a kwaye wo monye ma no mu kwaye boni bia na se bia bi hu se bi o mako bubu hwehwe o ma save windows ene na pono ni ade ye hwe ne ye ono so dituga.
This allegation of what cars being moved, things being stolen from the house and all that. I think the owner of the house is a man of enormous experience in public service. He's a very educated person, very confident and bold person. If something is missing in his house during the search, I believe that he would be able to make complaint to the police. He will take steps. The briefing we have received, and we have had 2 different briefings on this matter, and we have looked at other evidence, and including recordings and voice recordings from what happened. And there is no way that anybody who is not with malice will come up to accuse anyone of, first of all, stealing, or first of all, even doing something untoward. The briefing shows that when the investigators go to the house, the first thing they did was to reach out to speak with the owner of the house, who is Dr. Addison, and his wife. And they showed them the warrant. They perused the warrant and had their lawyer present before the search started. They led the investigators from room to room, showing them what they have to look at, and eventually, after they've satisfied themselves, I don't know what's happening, after they've satisfied themselves, there was a very huge cordiality between these persons. And that was done, after which they left. It was later that someone decided to say it was a raid. Now, even if it's a raid, the only picture we have been showing of any distraction, which now we know is actually not a distraction, is that CCTV memory chamber. If there was a raid, I expect that persons, the owner of the house or persons who went there, will show broken windows, broken doors, broken furniture, or things that show that there is raid. But the only thing that we have been seeing from a week ago is that chamber. And it is clear now that that chamber was only containing the CCTV drive, which was removed. And to remove it, those wires that you see hanging were wires that were plugged into the CCTV, the ports of the CCTV memory storage. And they were removed. And once they are removed, they obviously be hanging because they don't have the port anymore. So I am saying that in as much as we want to put things across, it's also fair that even by looking at the pictures or the information put out alone, we should be able to make some deduction. Now, a while ago, one of the things you said was that why are we out speaking to matters that when the person is not before court? And I like the answer that Professor Apiaji said, that the same people who accuse us of speaking are the same people who take advantage of our silence to put things in the public which are not correct. Look, if I tell you, it is not it is not the desire of the current Attorney General, neither is it the desire of President Mahama. President Mahama has made it clear to all of us that he is not interested in putting people before court and going to look for evidence. He's not interested in persecution. He's not interested in he's not interested in using criminal justice system to damage people's reputation and all that. And the instruction has been from my boss that, look, we only come out when we have sufficient evidence which we have tested.
Tell me before the hot waters. But the mama be Philippa say prosecution so. Now I say ended the ended with a NCO for a MPA on this matters. NPA they say well when me say me I'm a humble lawyer legitimate.
Security operatives or even his lawyers make the point that when they came to his house, they did A, B, C, D. So far, he's not made any statement. Why? Why? And so we should be very careful. You see, if we are not, a time will come, nobody will be willing to do this work. Do you know why? Because we'll get to a point where, like Malene Senior made the point, oh, GM has been embarrassed, and so and so. Where is the embarrassment? I want to know. No, because you see, the mere fact, you see, I have a senior who used to say that liars do not have stamina. Okay? Liars don't have stamina. The reasoning being that you are already out there saying A, B, C, D. Malene Senior Afenyomakin quickly came out and said, oh, the former National Signal Bureau boss who was arrested, apparently they had put his name in the immigration records. Look, every day, here and there. You remember that recently somebody sued Ghana Immigration and obtained 900 million or thousand. Exactly. Every single day, people's names are put at the various borders to ensure that they are traveling ABCD. When those matters, so when he came, the Yoko who had done that